Hello. Oh, you can like, that looks like frigid. Like, it's not that big, but it looks like, perception is weird. Technically, I'm at work. I drove home on my lunch because I didn't feel good. So, yes, but I thought I would take a moment. And we'll call this my lunch. Hello, sir. No. This is why, he is why I do not work from home. So, and I actually feel like kind of better right now, but for the last like 2-3 days, this is how I have felt. Is like, I'll feel good for like 2 to 3 hours, and then I'll have like bad 2 to 3 hours, and then good for 2 to 3, and then bad for 2 to 3. So what's going on? I think I have a stomach bug that was going around my office, but instead of it being like a 24-hour really awful thing, it's really long and not super awful, but just awful enough. So I decided to come home, and I'm working from home tomorrow anyways. I don't love working from home, but yes, can I please have personal space? And somebody got an Easter basket yesterday from his grandparents, and it had a toy that's very loud. So hopefully he does not play with that while we're here. Anyways, so why am I filming this? Because I am going to shortly start Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur, I think is her name. I can't look it up because I'm filming on my phone, but I'm pretty sure that's it. My audiobook from my library actually came in faster than I thought it was, so I kind of wasn't prepared for this, and I actually only have 3 days left on it. So I kind of need to like bust my butt. I thought about returning it and getting back in the hold list, but it's fine. This is a Pride and Prejudice retelling. So we are returning there. I did not reread Pride and Prejudice for this round. I feel like I've read it enough to be comfortable, like kind of judging its ability of it, or its like quality, you know, in my opinion, as a retelling, retelling, without having to do a reread. I do believe that this is a FF romance, which I've been not had the best luck in the past, which makes, I think I've said this in a video before, I don't understand why. They're all romances. Yeah, I feel like an FF romance shouldn't be any difference. Did I read one? Oh, the Midnight Lie and the Hollow Heart, I think that's what the second one is, that I loved, by Marie Rutkoski. I loved that, although that was more of like a fantasy book with an FF romance in it. So that was different. Is it set in New York? I think it's set in a big city. I don't particularly love books set in New York. I may have mentioned this in the past. Hello, sir. So I'm like a little apprehensive. Like, I think I probably wouldn't have picked this up if it wasn't for the fact that I was doing this video, even though I've heard really good things about it. I just like, I don't know. Although the bar is pretty low, so we'll see. My hair is a mess, but nobody can see me now, so who cares? I'm still wearing I did put on shorts when I got home, but I am still wearing. Could you be any louder? Jeez. Anyways, so yes, I am finishing one thing up. I usually listen to like YouTube videos for like half the day, and then I listen to audiobooks the other half the day. And my YouTube video is about to finish. So once that is done, we will mosey on over to Written in the Stars. I'm very curious to see where this goes, and hopefully I like it, because I think people have liked Alexandria. Now I'm so confused. Is it Alexandra or Alexandria? I don't know. We'll find out. Bellefleur. Anyways, so like I know she has written some other books. I think there's some other books in this series as well, so hopefully I like her. Although I say that, I have so many books to read, like part of me wants to not like it, just so like I don't have another author that I want to read more books from. But that's a silly reason to not want to like a book, you know? Anyways, so I will update you hopefully later today. I should have, depending on what happens with work and whatnot, I should hopefully be able to get at least a couple of hours in today. when it comes to rating. Okay, let me go to work. Okay, I just started. I know this narrator. I ignored my lamp. I think I need to throw it away, but I'm like avoiding throwing it away. This narrator, I ended up looking her up. So she did hook, line, and sinker and stuff. So, and I was like, I swear this was Franny from Raging Ones. They're not, it could be a pseudonym, but like that was where my mind went. But so that's good. It's just one narrator. I'm always like a little apprehensive when it's one narrator with a romance, because sometimes I get voices confused in my head. Especially, this is the one downside of reading at a sped up pace, is that sometimes you don't get the pauses between conversations. So if the narrator doesn't do a very good job, sometimes I don't pick up on like the difference of who's talking, and I think I would pick up more on it if it was a little slower, but whatever. Okay, back to work, because even though I'm having some issues here, things are not working and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So no, hold on, I'm back, because I just read the synopsis, and can I say, I get it. But the synopsis says, with nods to Pride and Prejudice and Bridget Jones's Diary. Bridget Jones's Diary is a freaking retelling of Pride and Prejudice. How do you have nods to both? I mean, I get it, it's a marketing thing, but does that bother anybody else? Or just me? Just me. Okay, bye. Alright, I'm getting ready to film another video for my Disney channel. I need these ears, because thematic. But while I open this box for that, I thought I would update you. So I'm 30% in. Oh, this box does not have a gift to it. Challenge accepted. I'm at 30% in to Written in the Stars. It's Alexandria, Bellefleur. So, I mean, I like it, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say, though. They're gonna, like, pretend to date to get their families off their backs. The one girl is Elle. She's kind of the, like, it's kind of Grumpy Sunshine. I feel like this is more Grumpy Sunshine than it is Pride and Prejudice, which I think, I, like, skimmed some stuff, and I think that it is, like, it has notes of Pride and Prejudice, but it is not supposed to actually be a retelling, which is one thing. Is like, what do author, like, I just want to be clear, because I'm gonna expect something different if it's a retelling versus if it's not, you know? So, like, I'm sitting here like, okay, like, you have a character named Darcy, you have a character named Lydia. Is Darcy's brother supposed to be Caroline? Because he's definitely not. Or no, that would be Bingham. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. No, so he's Georgina. Okay, I kind of see it. But then, like, they're going on a double date soon, and I feel like, is his, like, girlfriend gonna be, like, a raging bitch and, like, awful? Like, is she gonna be Wickham? And then, like, is this gonna happen? And this is the problem sometimes with retellings, especially reading them this way, like, where I'm reading them with this intent because I have, like, a book or a video, is then I, like, kind of analyze it too much. So I'm kind of trying to just go in and just, like, enjoy myself and everything. But I don't hate it. Like, right now it's probably like a 4-star read, maybe a 3.5. I don't love Elle. I feel awful saying that, because I feel like she is just gonna get on my nerves. So, she is just, like, you know, like, the sunshiny character, and normally I like that character, but she does a couple of things that really bother me. One, I don't particularly like astrology, and, like, I knew that going in, and I think it's gonna be fine. We're gonna live with it. That part I can overlook. but she texts, I know this is such a minor thing, but she is one of those texters that texts like one sentence at a time and like just sends it instead of, oh my God, that is like one of my biggest pet peeves. It is such a minor thing, but it's really pissing me off. So I don't know. We'll see. But so I'm enjoying it well enough as like a grumpy sunshine fake dating romance. Like, it's pretty standard. There was definitely like the scene that was like where Elizabeth overhears Darcy talking and everything. So I will say, even though I think this may not be a Pride and Prejudice retelling, I hope that Elle learns some things along the way and not just Darcy. I think that is always the temptation with these types of stories, especially when they're Pride and Prejudice retellings. Y'all, both Darcy and Elizabeth have issues and need to learn. It is not just Darcy. Like, people think it's just Darcy for some. I feel like that's what people think. No. Like, they both have faults. And so I just feel like right now we're going to have a lot of like Darcy character development, and Darcy's going to learn how to like be more open-minded or whatever. But like, is Elle not? I don't know. Yes, sir. Listen, it's 12:30. I should be going to bed. I am actually kind of tired, but I feel like I'm going to forget to film this if I don't. So I finished. What is that behind me? Is that just the curtain? I don't know. I think it was just the curtain or my hair or something. And I have my fan on already. I'm not turning it off. So yes, I finished Written in the Stars. Can you lay down, sir? How about you go play with your bird? I finished Written in the Stars on my way home from dance tonight. Just in like the nick of time. I think it would have gotten returned overnight to the library. So I give it 3 stars, I guess. I don't want to like go into too much detail because I feel like this is a relatively recent book. So, you know, spoilers. I mean, it's a romance, people. But some things happened that I figured were going to happen, and I'm not happy about it. It had some really cute moments, but it just like wasn't 100% there for me. I feel like some of the characterization wasn't the best. I just wanted Elle to grow even a little bit. I don't know. I would consider reading future books by Alexandria Bellefleur. I know she has 2 more books out in this series that follow 2 characters we met here. So I would consider it, but I'm not like dying to read them. As for it as a Pride and Prejudice retelling, smash or trash. But I don't actually think that this is a Pride and Prejudice retelling. I think I've already said that. I know that like the marketing blurb says like with inspiration or what, I don't know. But I feel like the internet, like I feel like I remember BookTube people pitching this as Pride and Prejudice, and like it's not. Like, you have some characters with the same name, but like having a character named Darcy and a character named Elle, Elizabeth, and like Lydia and Jane does not make it a Pride and Prejudice retelling. Like, you don't really have I guess like there's like a little bit of like a misunderstanding between the characters, but like that's just fiction. But you don't have a lot of the characters or points that you would expect from Pride and Prejudice. So like I would definitely say it's not, but I also don't think it's trying to be. Hello. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Just started. Do I even want to say anything in this video? I need to film that. Well, I don't need to film this, obviously. But I am currently reading the next book in my, smash or trash stuff. So, you know, I feel like I need to update you because I'm 20% into A Taste of Love. I think Jennifer Yen was her name. I'll write it if it's wrong, if I ever edit this. Because I lost Murphy. Very suddenly, very unexpected. I went to work last Friday and he was fine. And I came home on Friday after work and he was gone. No longer here with us. It was very scary and very unsettling and not something I was prepared for. He was only 9 and he was in so many videos. So I have a lot of videos, like vlog footage like this, that I just don't know if I can edit. I'm sure eventually I'll be able to like function. And I do plan on getting more cats. I plan on getting 2 this time. I also don't know how much I'll be reading because my whole life basically surrounded him. He would greet me when I came home. He would sleep next to me at night. So it's hard to sleep. It's hard to come home. And he would cuddle with me most of the time when I would read. So it's really hard. I'm not sleeping well, obviously. I've only been in my apartment twice since it happened, like to sleep. The first 3 nights I couldn't be here. I had to. The 4th night because I had to work the next day. So, you know, I mean, I guess I didn't have to, but 45-minute drive is probably not ideal. So it is getting a little easier every day, but it's still really hard to be here. I have dance tonight, so hopefully that will be a nice distraction. I want to get some stuff around. I wanted to move some furniture anyways, and part of the reason I didn't do it was because I was like always worried about like maybe hurting him. And I do want more cats, and he was such a good boy. He didn't get into stuff very often. So I didn't really have to worry about things, and like being cat proof. So, that's something to think about, with new cats. I'm thinking about going the kitten route. I've never had a kitten. I mean, I had a kitten as a kid, but I was like 5, so like I remember, what it was like for him to be a kitten. So, yeah, it's really hard, and it's scary to be alone. This is what happens, and life isn't fair. We should have them forever, but we can't. And I'm grateful for the 6 years that we had, and he gave me all the love in the world, and I hope he felt the same. Anyways, let's talk about the book. I think I heard about this from Jessica from Peace Love Books, and it's a Pride and Prejudice retelling, and my library had it, so I borrowed it, or put a hold on it, and it came in, otherwise I would have needed to read this. And it's, I believe they are both Chinese American, I'm not 100% sure. her name is Liza. And to the Mr. Darcy character, whose name is James, because he's kind of a jerk. But he, like, scares her boyfriend, Brody, well, like, ex-boyfriend, she's trying to break up with him, who I'm assuming is going to be a Wickham character. James's cousin, I think his name was Ben. Definitely Bingley, such strong Bingley energy. Oh my gosh, I love Bingley. So I just, like, love any character like that. And then I'm assuming Grace, who at first I was trying to figure out, she's one of Liza's friends. She only has one sister. Is, I assume it's supposed to be Jane. At first I was like, is she supposed to be Charlotte? But I definitely think she's supposed to be Jane. So, it is hard sometimes when you're reading retellings like this. Like, sometimes I wonder in my head if I'm getting, like, too, like, trying to match everything up, and if it takes me out of the story, like, versus if I just, like, read it and enjoyed myself. I don't know. I mean, I'm liking it so far. It's YA, which is not my favorite right now, or YA contemporary anyways. So we'll see. I am listening to it on audio, so maybe that will help. I'm enjoying it, I think, more than, like, any other YA contemporary I've read in a long time. And from what I read in the synopsis, this has not happened yet. There's a baking competition that her parents run, and it's really gonna be like a bachelorette style thing to try and get her, like, hooked up with, like, a nice Chinese boy, because her parents, like, or, like, her mom especially, like, just wants her to date a nice Chinese boy or a Taiwanese boy if we can't get a Chinese boy. So it's interesting. You kind of have, like, with her group of friends, mostly, I think one girl, Sarah, is white. I think that's what I'm supposed to gather. But I think pretty much everybody else is Asian of some kind. I think all Chinese or Taiwanese. I'm not 100% sure. And her parents, Liza's parents, are immigrants. And she might be too. I feel like she said they came when she was a child. So I don't think she was born here. But I could be misremembering. Whereas, like, Grace, her mom is an immigrant who came here as a baby, or as a kid, but her dad was born here and his parents had been immigrants. So, like, it creates, like, a different kind of dichotomy. Is that the right word? Or, like, a different experience for everybody. I mean, obviously everybody's experience is different no matter what, but even when you're just looking at immigrant or Chinese, like American or Chinese experience and Taiwanese, it's different depending on, like, where you are in that, like, generational line, kind of. So that's interesting, because I feel like Liza could easily become an annoying character, but she's not. At least not yet. I don't think she will be, but she could, like, ride that line, which I do think Lizzie does. So, yes, but I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's fun, and I would normally listen to, like, a YouTube video on my way to dance, but I'm thinking I might listen to my audiobook, which has not happened in a long time, so that is good. I will update you at some point. If I kept that other part in, sorry. Hello, I have finished. I have new glasses. They came in yesterday. I also picked up Murphy today, so I'm a little sad. I also have this cough that won't go away. Anyways, I just finished A Taste for Love, and I give it 4 stars, probably more of a 4.5. It was so cute, just really fun. This is a relatively new book, so I don't want to go into, like, too many spoilers. You had a lot of story beats and stuff from the original, so there is, like, a Wickham type character. I actually really liked what she did with all of that, like, if you know the original, you can see what she's pulling from, but she definitely makes it her own, which I love. I hate, like, I know I like retellings and I talk about them, but there's something to be said about, like, doing, like, a beat for beat, almost like copy, versus making it your own. And I think that's the difference between something that works and doesn't. That especially was something she changed. You kind of have different characters. Liza never got too annoying. I thought she was really good. I thought the romance was paced really well. I love that you see her and Grace, who definitely is like the Jane. They're like because they're friends. Their friendship is just so good, and I love it. And I think it's nice because there is this like wonderful relationship between Lizzie and Jane. And I think I said this before, that I think sometimes Jane is a little too perfect. And I don't think, not that there's anything wrong with Grace in particular, but for some reason she feels more human than like a saintly angel like Jane. So that was nice. And I just like seeing them as friends and like supporting each other, you know. And I think I have said in the past that one of the things I like about Pride and Prejudice, I know I've said this about Emma, is Mr. Knightley is Mr. Woodhouse being one of my favorites, even though I think he's supposed to be like a joke, but I love him. I do really like the relationship between Lizzie and Mr. Bennet. I think it's really nice to see. That's probably because I am like peak daddy's girl. So yes. And Liza does have like a better relationship with her dad than her mom, which I don't think is unusual in YA fiction in general. But it's not a predominant part of the story. And I actually, Jennifer Yen does kind of more with Liza and her mom, and both of them growing in that relationship and learning. And I really liked that. I thought that was really fun and enjoyable. So yes, just all around, I really liked this. It was nice to just like read a book and want to read and want to listen to something. I didn't think the audiobook was anything like amazing, but I thought it was a perfectly good audiobook. I can't remember. I literally just finished it and the narrator just said her name and I can't remember it, so I'm really sorry. I thought she did a good job. She doesn't do a ton of voices, but I don't think I ever really had trouble figuring out who was talking or anything like that. A Taste for Love. Also, shout out for not doing a Pride and Prejudice like title, because, you know, I get it, but do we need to be that heavy-handed? No, we don't. Anyways, this was really cute. I really liked it. So, smash or trash? Smash. I thought it was an amazing retelling, and it's giving me a newfound love for contemporary YA that I will hopefully not fall into, because I have so many books I need to read. So many. Hello. I am in the middle of reading Radiance. I'm listening to it on audio. I bought it forever ago. Also, I think this is the first time I'm filming a video with hooligans over here. I'm working from home. I am just doing like, I don't want to say what they're called because I don't know if that's like exclusive to my company. I highly doubt it, but like yearly training things. Actually, just because I have my glasses on, let me minimize everything just in case, for like exceptional, for like extra security reasons, you know, just in case. But yeah, hold on, let me show you the babies. Here they are. They're about 10 weeks old. The gray one is Franny, the orange one is Oscar. They stay in here while I'm at work, and usually while I'm sleeping. I'm working from home right now, but I just didn't want them to come up on my computer, so I will let you out shortly. Yes. So they stay in there, and then I have a little camera now too. There was a whole thing, but we're not going to get into it. But I just want to make sure I can see my computer in case somebody calls me. I hate wearing my headset, which I have to wear at home to hear my phone ring. But it like hurts my ears. So I like just try to like keep an eye on it. I mean, I need it for some of my training things because there's videos and stuff. Like I just did a harassment one, which exciting. They updated the videos, which they had been the same for years. So I appreciated that. Pretty sure I could have acted out those videos before I had seen them so many times. Anyways, so yes, I have these hooligans now. Very exciting. I know most people would let them out all the time, and I would have before Murphy, but now I'm like petrified. We will get there. I do leave them out sometimes. Like I've started leaving them out like when I go shopping and stuff. Monday is July 3rd, which is a half day at work. If I end up going in instead of working from home, I don't love working from home. Like I like working from home, but I don't feel as productive at home, and I get kind of antsy because like there's less walking involved. It's like just walking to the bathroom at work. It's like a decent, move. So yes, but Monday, since I will only be doing a half day, I think I might leave them out just to become more comfortable, Anyways, that's not what this video is about. So yes, I'm reading Radiance, which I had heard good things about. Wanted to read it. That's great. That's exciting. That's wonderful. But people kept saying it's Beauty and the Beast retelling, so that's why I'm reading it. As I revisit other smash or trash topics I've done before. And let me tell you, why do we think this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling? Like, I can, if you want me to, right now. I'm probably like 35% in. It looks like there are some long ass chapters ahead. It looks like it is going, or it feels kind of like right now, I could, if I really wanted to, I could see some Psyche and Cupid bits. Maybe. But not really. And as I said in my original Beauty and the Beast video, generally speaking, Psyche and Cupid seems to be like the original origin of the Beauty and the Beast like archetype that we know now. But I just like, why? Because they think the other is ugly, I guess. I mean, and that's why I say like I can kind of see Psyche and Cupid stuff, because Cupid was like a monster and she like couldn't see him. And I know Oscar really thinks he should have free reign of everything, and I know, but you would just come up here and make work very hard. Yes, go fight your sister. That feels like a better idea for everybody. I'm enjoying it. Do not get me wrong. I'm enjoying myself. It's nice. Is it my favorite book ever? No. I am assuming that there's like a romance here, like that will there be steamy scenes? I don't know. I think it's gonna be kind of a friends to lovers thing. But even though they're people, like, all think each other is ugly and stuff, there's not like any particular animosity or anything, at least between the two like main characters. So not that there has to be necessarily for Beauty and the Beast, but that's kind of like, I always feel like one of the characters at least is a little like angry. I guess she is kind of forced into this marriage, so is he. I don't know. I'm not picking up the Beauty and the Beast vibes like so far. So I don't know. I'm looking at my Beauty and the Beast little postcard art right now on my wall. Like I said, I'm enjoying myself. I did have to slow my audiobook down. I think I've talked about this before. Sometimes with accents, especially freaking like British accents, I don't know why, but my brain just cannot process at 2 times speed. And like sometimes with like American accents especially, like I'm not at like a 3 times yet, but I'm easily at like a 2.5. But I'm at 1.8. But I felt like I was kind of like missing stuff, like my brain wasn't processing. I think it probably doesn't help that a lot of the names are not, because it's like a fantasy, it's not something that like my brain just has background knowledge on. That probably is a part of it. So I don't know, but I just thought I would give a little update. I probably won't update again until I'm done, unless something incredibly crazy happens, which I feel like might, because like seriously, there are a couple chapters that are like 40-50 minutes long, and that's a long chapter. Like, so I feel like usually when you have chapters like that, there's like a lot in it. Like, I'm assuming, this is not a spoiler, this is a guess. I am guessing somebody is going to get injured at some point. Maybe we'll have a nursing moment. I don't know, I just feel like that kind of vibe. We gotta deworm these hooligans back here. Somebody was very good about taking their dewormer. That would be Oscar. That boy is an orange cat stereotype. Franny and I are having some struggles. She's like, I'm not an idiot. I know what you're trying to do. And I'm like, I know, I'm just trying to help you. That's what I'm trying to do. Is help you not have worms anymore. Fortunately, she seems to be handling the worms better. He has been having some digestive troubles for the last week or so. And he has a respiratory infection, which honestly, he probably has because of the worms, because it's probably hard for him to like battle, you know. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll play this while I endeavor to administer more deworming medication to them today. I feel like she's on to me. She knows, she can sense my fear. I just don't want to hurt her, but like I have to grab her and I have to hold her to give her the medicine. I've never had kittens before. So it's a whole new experience. Something amazing just happened. Franny just jumped on me, which is awesome, because the last 2 days have been quite traumatic, probably more for me than for her. She has still not had any dewormer. Sir. And even fake bunny kicks don't belong on the mommy. So I'm taking a break today to try and get her. Stop it. Oh, sorry, kicked you in the head. Didn't mean to do that, sir. So I'm taking a break today to try and like give her a break, maybe make her more comfortable. I don't know. My dad recommended I leave them out all night. And I know that it would probably be fine, and tons of people do that and everything, but I am just so worried now. And it's like, how many times have you looked at your apartment? How many times, like, you know that there's like nothing? I literally have all my medicine like in a Tupperware thing. I think I will probably go put that I'll probably bring that into my bedroom just to be like on the safe side. Even though I think even if they could get to it, they wouldn't do anything. But, you know, I'm just like, I'm so worried just after Murphy. So, even though like he didn't get into anything, like it's still really scary. So, but he said that might like relax them. I think honestly they'll sleep in the pen anyways, because that's like their sleeping place. I might get some catnip tomorrow. I think catnip is safe and it's fine. I just have always like kind of felt uncomfortable about the whole concept of catnip, like drugging your pets, which I know they like it, but I don't know. She's not scared. Oscar. I do that all the time. I feel really bad. She's not like stressed, but like maybe it would help mellow her out a little bit. It would have just been nice if we didn't have to do this for like a couple of months, you know, so she could have really gotten comfortable. She is relatively comfortable even now. Like I just left for an hour to get dinner. She's definitely more comfortable than she was earlier today. So I don't know if you can make that jump, honey. I mean, you're a big brave cat, but I don't know if you're that big. I think we're teething, so... Oop! Sir! You fell! You slipped and fell! Anyways, yes, I think we are teething, so there's a lot of, like, chewing of things going on right now, which is fine for the most part. Why? Like, she just fell, like, almost fell in the same spot. I don't feel like it's a particular... They're on my dining room, or my what's it called? Coffee table. Which it is a little slippery, but I don't think that spot is any slipperier than any other spot. Anyways, I finished Radiance by Draven, which, so, I don't even know what to say about this. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was probably more of like a 3.5 because there were parts of it that I was kind of just like not caring, but then there were parts that I really cared. So, but I round up generally, so 4 stars. I knew it was a series, but I thought the series was like companion novels. That is not the case. You could read this book, and most likely this is what I will do, where you read it basically as a standalone, as an HEA. I'm assuming the series is an HEA. I don't know, because I think actually the 4th book isn't even out yet. But I think really, I was trying to figure out from the synopsis, I think mainly only, like, maybe the first 2 are really only about, like, these characters. I don't know. So, I might look into it. I feel like I might see if my library has them on audio and go from there. Or maybe I will just try to, like, buy them as ebooks or physical reads. I don't think the audio was anything that added anything particular to it. It didn't detract, but didn't add. So, and actually, sometimes I find with, I think I mentioned this in the previous, Franny, it's hard because I don't care about that chair that she was just scratching on. But, like, I know it's probably not good to, like, to allow them to scratch one piece of furniture. Oh, you missed that jump? You're okay. Oh, your brother's gonna come fight you. It's fight time. Okay. So if you hear a lot of any noise, it's probably them fighting. But playing, you know. They're totally good with each other. Like a fantasy where there's a lot of, like, I don't want to say weird. I mean, that's like the only word I can think of, but like different names, places, like species, I guess. I don't know. Because here we have 2 different, like, species. Like, she is a human. He is, I think, called Kai. They're, like, humanoid. I don't know, but they can't have kids together. That kind of stuff. That tends to be easier for me to process with my eyeballs than with my ears. So it might be easier that way. I don't know. I'll look into it. But not necessarily something on my big list. And if you don't want to commit yourself or have any interest, I think I could stop now anyways and be totally fine. But if you think that you might get sucked in by any kind of, like, teasing, don't read or listen to the epilogue. That's all I would say. Just stop at the last chapter. Stop. The epilogue switches basically to another POV and is the setup for, like, the next book. So you just would not want to read the epilogue. So I enjoyed it. I liked the romance. It was cute. I was going to say that's a weird word to describe it, but it actually is accurate. There is some, like, gruesome-y things. I feel like it's, like, very fantasy violence. Like, it's not too much, but there's definitely violence, and everything. The romance probably ended up progressing at the right pace. Like, if it had gone faster, would I have thought it was rushed? Maybe. But in the moment, did I want more? Yes. So I'm a little all over the place with that one. But once they got together and they started, like, realizing that, like, they thought each other were attractive and everything. Oh, it was so cute. It's, like, very cute friend. Like, not enemies, but like, you know, something to friends, to lovers. It was that was very well done, and it was very cute. They were a very good partnership. If you like a romance where the characters really, it is very clear that they 100% are like equals in the relationship, I think this would be for you. So yes, it was cute, nice, fun. I liked that Grace Draven took the fact that they have different, like, he has like claws and stuff, and he has like sharp teeth, and like that's not something that just like isn't a problem. So like they talk about like kissing, but it's like hard because he has like sharp fang like teeth, and she is a human and he has claws, so like, you know, he has to be careful in how he touches her, that kind of stuff. So, and I think that makes sense. And I think sometimes with fantasy romance or like, you know, like your sci-fi romance and stuff, you don't necessarily address those things. Ruby Dixon does occasionally in like her Ice Home and Ice Planet Barbarians books, but not all the time. And sometimes I would like a little bit more of that kind of stuff. Just being realistic. Anyways, but do I think it's any more of a Beauty and the Beast retelling? No, I have no idea. I still do not understand why people think this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Like, I feel like it got tagged as that somewhere, and then like it has just become that. And like, hard disagree. I, like, yesterday I was saying, like, maybe Psyche and Cupid, I could, like, maybe make arguments. I feel like I could even actually, now that I think about it, I feel like his mom maybe has some Aphrodite vibes. Like, maybe. Like, 5%. 5% Cupid and Psyche. Like, very much that version. I could, like, you made me write an essay. I could probably write an essay that could get me a C if that was what I had to argue. I could maybe make it work. But I just don't agree that it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. You can have, like, a monster or a different type of character, and that doesn't automatically make it Beauty and the Beast, like, in my opinion. Like, Morning Glory Milking Farm, y'all, that's not a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just because he is different than her doesn't mean it's Beauty and the Beast, in my humble opinion. So, smash or trash? Trash, because it's not even trash, not a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Book, good, 3.5, 4 stars. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I didn't think the audio added much, but it didn't detract. So I think the audio is a perfectly viable way to read this book. Whether you have to read by audio or you choose to read by audio, I think it's a perfectly good one for you. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, let me go. I gotta go to the bathroom. Probably play with these hooligans for a little bit. We played for a little while earlier, but she was a little tentative, so maybe we'll play some more tonight. Get her comfortable with mommy again. And then we'll see if I'm brave enough to leave them out all night. It'll be fine. So, I will see you next time. I don't know. I think I'm going to do at least one more for this video, so. But I actually have a couple options, so. I don't know. I haven't decided. Maybe I will do a couple, because I just can't make up my mind. Hello, and I am back with more of this smash or trash. This video, I think, is like going over like 2 years, and that's just the way it is. So I am reading my second, is it Jennifer Yen? Is that her last name? I think so. Her second, well, like my second book for her, and it is Love Decoded. And this is supposed to be an Emma retelling, although I'm about 40% in, and is it an Emma retelling? Is the Emma retelling in the room with us? So I don't remember because it's been so long since I read the first one, which they're not series, but they are interconnected. This one follows the sister of the hero from the first book. I remember absolutely loving the first one. I was also in like a really interesting place. I'm pretty sure I read that book, like either I was reading it when Murphy passed away or like I read it right after he passed away. And I remember it being like such a like relief read, and also like a very surprising, oh my gosh, I can't believe I enjoyed a contemporary YA romance, like YA book. And stuff, and that one was Pride and Prejudice. I'm sure it's already been in this video, unless I could not bring myself to edit the video, you know? So this one is Emma, but like the only Emma things I'm seeing so far is our heroine Gigi. Her great aunt, I think so, is a matchmaker, and she like interns with her trying to like learn about matchmaking because it's like what women in her family have done forever. Did it back in China, do it here in the US now that they live in the US, and like her great aunt is very good at it, but she thinks that technology could help her great aunt, so she's trying to create an app, and then there's like a whole bunch of other app type things that she's doing at school. And so you have that, like the matchmaker aspect, and she is interested in matchmaking. Like she's not just doing it out of obligation. She is interested, and she does seem to kind of like hooking people up in a way. So like I see that, but like her family dynamics are nothing like Emma's, which of course, if you know me, you know is a tragedy, because one of my favorite parts of Emma is the Emma and Mr. Woodhouse relationship. So she has a friend named Kyle, who I'm assuming is Mr. Knightley, and I'm assuming we're gonna get a romance, but there is no romance right now. I feel like maybe Kyle likes her, and like maybe we just had like a little bit of a moment that she didn't realize happened, but I could be wrong. There is a like new girl in school named Etta who's a little awkward, and she's having trouble making friends, and that's where like the app is going now, is like trying to like create friendship, like help you meet friends and stuff, which I think is interesting, especially if it keeps going that way. I kind of like that like play on things. And Etta, I'm assuming, is supposed to be Harriet. She does kind of give me like Harriet vibes. And there is another girl, her name is Anna, and I can't figure out what's up with Anna, like specifically the Anna and Gigi relationship. Separate from this being an Emma retelling, I don't understand Emma's behavior or Gigi's behavior. Like, obviously there, like, some stuff has been revealed to us, but for the most part, I'm like, why? Which I guess is very Emma behavior. So, but I think Anna is supposed to kind of be like, I can't remember her name. She's like the spinster woman, and then Emma makes fun of her, and then Mr. Knightley like yells at her and tells her like, poorly done, Emma, and stuff. I feel like that's supposed to be that character. I feel like that's who Anna is supposed to be, but I don't fully understand just the dynamics in this book. So yeah, like I would say at this point, it is not an Emma retelling. And right now for this, I'm just like okay with the story. And this is always the issue with an Emma retelling. And I would caution any author from doing one, is that if you are going to do it, you are most likely going to attempt to create an Emma-like main character. And I do think Gigi is kind of like that, in that she's a little oblivious to the world around her. Like she doesn't she does things with Etta that she's like completely oblivious to, like the financial differences between them and how uncomfortable that might make Etta feel. And that's very Emma-like behavior and stuff like that. But like she is genuinely like a good person. Like, she means well, but she can be easy to not like. And for a lot of people, that's hard to read. And I would say I am one of those people. Like, Emma is basically the exception to that. So yes, I think writing an Emma story is very hard and everything. Also, YA contemporary is just not my jam that much anymore. But I really loved the first book, so I was really hoping I would love this one. I've been in like a DNF mood. Like, I've been DNFing pretty aggressively. And I feel like if I wasn't reading this for this video, I would DNF it. Just because, like, it's not 100% vibing with me right now. Like, I don't hate it. But because of this video, and because I enjoyed the first book by this author, I want to see it through. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll see. I feel like it's going to be a 3-star, but it's fine. So I'll update you. So apparently I either did not film final updates on Live Decoded, or I have since deleted them. Probably deleted. And I read this book September of last year. It is now November as of when I'm filming this and editing this. This video did take over 2 years to do. And I didn't do like a Goodreads review or anything. I can tell you I gave it 3 stars. I think, oh no, I just like removed my rating. I think I do remember it just being like, just continuing to lack a little bit. And everything. I feel like I can no longer now, though, like, not like say if it was a smash or a trash, but I don't want to like cut this book out of this video, even though half of the books in this video were from this one author. So I'm gonna just say smash and say that it was a good retelling, because I don't fully remember, and based on what I was saying before and things about this author, I'm gonna say that she probably did an okay job making it her own. But I think I do remember just this story taking some turns that I didn't particularly enjoy and everything. So yes, if you watch this whole thing, including where I cried, did I cry editing this? Yes. In fact, I had an Oscar on me, which was very helpful. Although it was very cute. It was very abbreviated. I'm sorry you could barely see them. Little baby Oscar and Franny. And then like at one point Oscar like on me and his little baby tail. Oh my gosh. Murphy is still my soul cat. He is still... I hope to one day be blessed with another animal as amazing, but I have such immense love for Oscar and Franny, and they no longer get put in a carry. Oh, Oscar's right behind you. They no longer are in a like a pen during the day or anything, obviously. They are free, and they live in a house now. So, but yes. So thank you so much for watching, and I hopefully I will never have a video that takes like 2.5 years to complete. The last couple of years have been very emotionally rough. So, yeah. Bye.